Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin has not really moved much today. We are holding support. We did not break above today's high. So the market hasn't really given us any further clues. So I try to make it as simple as possible for you. And first of all, it is important to understand that we are in a bullish market. We are not, at the moment at least, not at high risk of breaking our scenario, which means we are not at risk of breaking below $50,700. We are too far away from that level. I mean, of course, it's possible, but just not very probable at the moment. We are far away. So from that point of view, at the moment, we continue to focus overall on further upside. But it's possible that we come down still as per the white scenario into the support region. Again, we already hit that support region here around the 20th of March, and then we could maybe see a reaction there. So let's talk about the short-term bullish and short-term bearish scenarios. They are, however, both part of the same overall bullish overarching scenario in an overall bullish market. What can I say? So that means from a tactical point of view, it's quite simple. Any pullbacks could be opportunities, and pullbacks in a bullish market are the lowest risk trades. And this is quite an easy market to trade. All you need to do is buy the dips, basically, understand where the support levels break, have a bit of patience, and definitely not lose it all again by over leveraging or trading with too much risk. It won't get easier than in this bull market, right? It's not going to be any easier going forward. It's the further we get to a potential bull market top, the more difficult it's going to get. And when we get back into a bear market or a range market at some point, it's going to be difficult again. So yeah, just buying pullbacks are opportunities in these bullish markets. So that means short-term bearish count means this is the opportunity count where we could get another opportunity to, let's say, add a position in the support region. That's the count as highlighted in white. In this one, we have an A wave down, we have a B wave up, and could then come down in a C wave in a wave 4. Might hit 60K, and from there, we could then rally in a fifth wave. So you can see this is an opportunity that could open up if the market does certain things. So there are certain parameters that need to be respected and certain levels that need to be broken so that we can focus on this scenario to the downside. It is still the one I find, well, in the last video I highlighted to you, I find this one the most likely. I'm sort of in the process of changing my view because it's the same pattern. We see it over and over again, and these are obviously the indicators we get from our analysis that if Bitcoin fails to follow through on bearish setups, I mean short-term bearish setups, and it does it again and again, and it did that 1 or 2 times in this correction, that's just an indicator that we might actually go to the upside. And we've had that last year as well a few times. And typically when I saw that, I mentioned it, and shortly afterwards the market started to break out. For example, end of October as well. Before the breakout, I highlighted, okay, guys, we have that indication here. We have those indicators that, or just looking at price action, the market had 2 or 3 possibilities to follow through on short-term bearish setups. The bears always failed. Okay, the bears failed. So be prepared for a direct breakout to the upside. And I'm going to say something similar here. We are not really breaking below support levels, and it seems more and more likely that the yellow count is working out. But I want to see how Bitcoin develops overnight. It is a bullish market anyway. If things go up, if the market goes up a little earlier, then it's going to follow the yellow count, and that's fine as well. It's on the chart as one of the likely scenarios. I'm only going to show you 2 here, which makes it quite straightforward because there's typically a level that distinguishes between the 2. As soon as you get 3 or 4 scenarios, it's getting complicated. So I try to keep it simple with only 2. And yeah, but the white wave count, I mean, to keep that one alive and make it more likely again, we need to see a break below the, what is that? The Wednesday low, yeah? So we need to see a break below that 67,000, 490 level. Shouldn't be a surprise, we talked about that already. So as long as the price doesn't break above the Thursday high, breaks below the Wednesday low, we should come down. And then we also need to see a break below 64,550. Very important, because as long as this level isn't taken out, it's easily possible that the B wave does reset in the yellow count, and the market could still find a possibility to rally in the yellow count. Now, because I saw potential 5-wave move up coming, and we talked about that, right? Which would emphasize the yellow count, I shared with you a support zone late yesterday. Anyway, and the market has reacted to it. So that takes us to the short-term bullish count, the yellow scenario, in which we have a wave 1 to the upside into the 27th of March high, wave 2 down, and that would be all part of an ending diagonal, and this overall correction already finished here on the 20th of March. In this scenario, we should be moving up next in wave C of 3, and it should take us to 81K, which is the 1.38 extension, and then eventually we should probably get to around about 90K. Now, in this scenario, you can see why did I say this one has, let's say, a fairly high likelihood? Because looking at the microstructure, this move up looked a bit like a 5-wave move. It's not very clear, but therefore I said, okay, I'll give you support, and ideally the market, to keep this scenario alive, holds above the Wednesday low. And would even better would be to hold the orange support region between 68.2K basically and 69.8K. And if there is a reaction here and we break above the Thursday high, which is at 71,330, and then break above the Monday high as well, yeah, then it should take us to 81K. And these are the two scenarios. We have very clear parameters to watch. For anything else, you need a crystal ball, but that's very helpful. If we only have two scenarios, it's quite straightforward, because there are very clear pivots that distinguish or divide between the two scenarios. So it gives you all the levels you need to know for risk management. It is quite straightforward. If you play the yellow count, you just could set a stop loss below the Wednesday low. And if you follow the white count, I mean, I wouldn't short, right? If you have to, then set the stop above the Thursday high possibly, or the Monday high. Yeah, otherwise these scenarios will be invalidated. But yeah, shorting in a bull market, always unproductive. I'd rather for the white count say, okay, if the price dips into this region, there's an opportunity. Yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.